days worth.
Are they from the same dealer or is it somebody else?
Yeah, they're from the same dealer. So one shin. Everything will go down to one shin. If one shin's the minimum.
So,
Okay.
Tuck is going to go ahead and buy 2 more days of rations. So that would give him 4 total days of rations, plus
Okay.
his grape paste.
Okay.
So nearest has 4 days worth of rations
So do I.
after doing the calculations because I had rations before in my pack, and then I had to dump or have those. Okay, yeah. So 4 days worth.
Okay. And I know I'm late, but there's the prices.
Oh, fabulous.
Okay. Let's see.
All right, I'm good to go. Let's head out.
All right. So
Wait, Shiro wanted to buy something.
yeah. What did you want to
Maybe.
buy, Shiro?
I wanted to buy a metal box
Just
that I could fit my cipher in. My one remaining cipher.
a metal box to fit your cipher in.
It says a small container would be like one shin.
Sure. You can have a small little metal box.
Okay.
Now that wouldn't, if you tried to hold like 3 ciphers, that wouldn't affect it at all.
Oh, I know.
Okay. You have a metal box to hold your cipher.
Yay.
All right. What do y'all want to do now?
Wait until your nearest comes back.
Yeah.
Okay. So y'all are just hanging out in the shop, kind of just chit chatting.
So while we're waiting, I would like to try to find some boosts and treats.
Okay. So you want to try to visit a cipher shop then, I assume?
Yes,
Um,
please.
Yeah. Well, there's a cipher shop pretty close by that you easily find. And when you all walk in, do all of you go?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure, why not?
Well, when all of you walk in, the cipher dealer kind of looks around and says, "Oh, hello, welcome to my shop. Ciphers are us. Here, have this free device." And he hands this over to Shiro as he's the first one that he sees, and he hands you 2 5-inch metal and glass discs that hover around your wrists. He's like, "Welcome to my
What?
welcome to my shop." What?
What do they do?
2 5-inch metal and glass discs that hover around your wrists.
Oh, so they're like an oddity.
Mm-hmm.
What? Sounds amazing.
All right, and
I walk over to him and basically say, "I'd like to trade Cipher for a boost."
okay, and a boost would be something that gives you
And like gives me strength or speed.
okay.
So I guess you'd have to pick like a cipher that would do that. I guess I don't know. So,
Yeah, what she puts kind of it looks like what you would think of some type of green sticky thing like a Band-Aid or something on the counter, and she says, "This actually just came in, and it will restore 4." Well, from she kind of explains it. What you know in the whole scheme of things, it'll restore 4 points to your might pool. She can't really say this will restore 4 points to your might pool. Do you want it?
yeah, sure. I would. I have this wrist cipher here that I'm told that it shoots out microscopic discs. I would trade this for your green sticky cipher.
What is your cipher called?
It's the tracer. It's
Oh yeah, that traces people throughout wherever.
yeah.
She looks at it for a second and she says,
It's a level 3. Sure, that is more than fair.
She looks at it and she considers it and she says, "Okay, that sounds like a fair trade to me." And so she takes your wristband that shoots metal discs, and you get this item. Go ahead and roll a level. I guess a level really isn't important for that. And so that'll restore 4 might, and you can call it like a might patch. And you should make note that it doesn't actually exist, and I just made it up so that way I don't try to look for it later. All right, and she looks at the rest of the group and she's like, are any of you looking for anything in particular?
Buying anything? Because I have a cipher here I might be willing to sell.
What does your cipher do? She looks very interested.
Well, it's this incredible pill that will mess with somebody's mind.
Mess with their mind how?
That's to be determined. It has a wide variety of possibilities, but it's incredibly strong. It's a level 8, so.
I like how you guys are throwing levels at me.
Yeah, totally.
She thinks for a second and she says, "I don't like to buy items that I don't know what they'll do, but in this case I'll buy it for 10 shins."
Sold.
All right. She takes the pill and she gives you 10 shins.
Awesome.
Anyone else have anything?
Can I try and sell her my metal container?
The one you just bought?
No, the one that fills with water.
Oh,
The
the water one. Yeah, sure. She takes it and she looks at it, and it hasn't hit midday yet, so you pretty much handed her an empty thing, and she says, "What is this for?"
Well, you see, every day at midday it'll fill with water. Just out of nowhere, it just happens.
It just looks like a regular synth mug to me. If you can give me an authenticity from the Aeon Priest, I'll think about buying it from you.
Can I use lies and trickery just to get her to buy it plain out?
Yeah, sure. She's pretty skilled in lies and stuff. She's not skilled in lies, but being a saleswoman. So this would be probably a level 4 against her.
And what would I use if I use effort? That would be from int.
That would be from intellect.
Okay, I'll use effort.
Okay, that brings it down to a 3, so you just have to roll a 9. All right, she just looks at you and says, I really don't think this is going to fill with water magically every single day. And she just says, "Get me a certificate from the Aeon Priests, and I will get this for you. I will happily buy it from you. Water is a very precious resource, especially to travelers."
I ask her if there is a Aeon Priest church around.
They would be called claves, and she says yes. And she kind of gives you directions to it.
Okay.
I want to try and sell my remote viewer. It's level 5.
Stop telling me the levels.
I know. Sorry.
We tell you the level so you know the quality of the item.
Exactly.
I actually, just off topic, I actually took like a lot of hours one day trying to figure out what levels on ciphers do, and everyone says they do nothing unless the cipher actually says it. So I've been like racking my brain trying to figure out what cipher levels do, and they do next to nothing. Just letting you guys know that. What does let me bring up the remote viewer here.
It splits into 2 parts,
Mhm.
and when activated for an hour,
Oh yeah.
the glass screen. So if you need to spy on anybody discreetly.
She seems very interested in this device. She's like, "This would be great to keep in my shop for security."
Absolutely. I mean, if you have a problem with people stealing,
She just interrupts you and says, "Tensions."
15.
Well, in this economy, it's gonna be a hard sell, and I don't
In
really.
this economy, you can't afford to have stuff stolen from you.
She says 12,
All right.
and that's as high as I can go.
All right.
All right.
12
so
shins.
you get 12 shins. All right, and that's that. What now? Where do you want to go?
North.
North.
The clave, so I can
you-
get the authentication.
You want to get the authentication for yours? Okay. You go to the priests, and same thing as that you saw in the previous city. They're all kind of wearing these white, almost lab coats of some kind, and they're just running around. Everyone's doing kind of their own thing. It's kind of eerie to you how remarkably similar this is to the last clave that you were in.
Okay, I'd like to just pull the nearest priest over and show them the thing and tell them to authenticate it for me.
Okay. The owner, the guy you kind of pull over, looks at it for a second, and he says, "So this fills up with water every day at midday, noon, right?
Yes.
I can get you the authentication for 2 shins, but I do need to keep it for 28 hours to make sure it does this."
Deal.
Okay. So you go ahead and pay him 2 shins?
Okie doke. I give him 2 shins.
Okay. Awesome. And you'll be able to.
4-hour limit. What?
Yeah.
I guess we just have to reconnect, right?
What? There's a 4-hour limit to calls.
Technical difficulties, folks.
Oh, continue your group voice call and try again later. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Oh, we're just a little a little dark for some reason.
Yeah, we're like
Well,
down.
then.
We'll just
This fits my character pretty good.
we'll just be dark, I guess, for a little bit.
I don't see Soul though. Oh, there she is.
Yeah, she's coming in.
And
Eve.
Eve dropped.
Did it zoom in on me or something? I could have sworn I had more space.
That's weird. Is it dark for everyone else?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
4-hour limit for calls. How rude.
I remember reading that everything in Skype was free now. Obviously they lied. Okay.
I like how Eve's camera still has the purple tint, though.
Okay. So you'll get your authentication. There won't be any bother for it in 28 hours. They'll oh, there it goes.
Hey.
In 28 hours, you'll get your. It won't be any problem. So, do you guys want to wait around a day for his thing to pop up, or?
No, I think that we should just go ahead and go on. And Eve, I think that your mic might be muted.
You're completely right. It's the opposite now. There we go. Fixed it. There. Thank you. So yes, Eve advocates for going immediately to support Tuck.
Okay. Well, you guys begin your journey up to the north to a city called Grays, and
We lose a day's rations, or not?
you're gonna make it there without any issues. So you'll actually lose 2 days worth of rations to get up there. And when you get there, you kind of, as you're coming up to the city, it's pretty flat land the entire journey with this weird bluegrass. It's bluegrass just waving in the wind, and you can see the city in the distance. It's not really a city; it's like a little village. There's little kind of, I don't know, cottages and stuff scattered about. It doesn't look particularly big, but it does look like more than a tiny little hamlet or something. So it's a pretty decent sized village, and it's off in the distance. You don't see anything really out of the ordinary.
Are there people walking around?
You don't see anyone at all.
Okay. Well, let's approach.
Yeah,
Okay.
Tuck goes up to the first door, basically the first house,
Well,
and starts.
before you get there, as you're kind of looking on the town, um, six bandits kind of just pop up out of the grass around you.
Bring it!
And as this is a
Here we
surprise
go.
round, um, they're going to go ahead and get their attack first. And what happens as all of you kind of get ready and pumped for combat, um, as the first bandit starts to charge at you, he falls over dead on the ground.
Score!
And as the second bandit charges at you, he kind of just like gets on a knee and starts breathing heavily and falls on the ground as well.
You're welcome.
and the other bandits are kind of looking around, kind of confused at this point. And as they take a step back to start to run, they kind of just trip backwards and fall on the ground as well.
Dead or just prone on the ground?
From what you can tell, they're dead.
So
Nearest, was that you?
Might have been. Might have been. I would like to inspect the bodies. I want to approach them.
I, is this like there's no like tall grass or anything? It's just people on the ground, right? There's nothing to indicate what could have happened.
Not that you can tell. The grass was kind of up to your knees, so they were kind of laying flat, and they popped up to surprise you.
Okay, I don't think it's such a good idea to just go walking up to them.
Oh, it's not a
Since
problem.
we-
It's already passed. Let's go.
But
I go.
the same thing.
Okay.
I'd like to assess for danger, but I'm going.
Okay. You don't really sense anything dangerous. And when you look around on the bodies of these bandits, you find they were just wielding some type of blade of some sort, some weird metal, and you don't really find anything else on them. They're not holding any ciphers. Overall, if you want to search all the bodies, you found about
Any shin?
you found about 6 shins, probably 1 shin each. If you want to divvy that up with the group or keep that to yourself. But there's not really anything. There's no marks on their bodies or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm
And the
just gonna
weapons they were
stay
carrying, were any of them interesting? Like, were they all, I guess, like light weapons kind of thing?
No, they were all just holding all of them were holding that same just kind of blade weapon.
Is there anything interesting about the blade? Like, is it like a standard thing that we would have seen before, or
Yeah,
is it
it doesn't
unique to that?
stick out at all to you.
Would it have any value?
It might.
I'm going to grab one.
I'm not a shopkeeper. Okay.
True.
Not right this second, anyway.
Maybe in the future.
So I just go over to one of the bodies and just kind of kick it just a little bit to see if it moves.
All right. Well, the body doesn't really move at all.
I kick it a little harder.
Is there any indication around us as to what happened to them? Like, I actually want to do like a real search, a look around and inspect, like take some time. Maybe like, if everybody's okay with it, like 10 minutes of actual looking around.
Well, you can look around for 10 minutes, but you don't really find anything in particular. From all intents and purposes, what you can tell is that these guys fell over just dead out of nowhere.
Okay, well, I say we continue on. After we get up, or I look around, I was like, yeah, it must have been me. So let's head on to town, or to the village. Everything is okay now. Oh, and here's 1 shin each, guys. They had a few.
Wow, thanks, Nearest.
Okay.
I go up to one of the doors, to the first door for the first house, and start kind of banging on it.
All right. Well, no one answers the door at all.
Hello, anybody there?
Can we just open it? Or while he's shouting, I open it, or try to open it.
Okay.
Is it locked?
Nearest.
The door is locked. It kind of jiggles as you try to push it open. And
Did someone
as you
hack
kind of look at the door, I imagine you would have looked more into the city as you're approaching this door. There are other bodies just laying on the ground as well.
Since it's been 2 days, can I change my flex to lockpicking?
You're supposed to tell me that at the beginning of the day. I told you I was gonna punish you all for
Yeah, you did.
that.
I wanted to keep sneaking, and of course.
Are there windows to the house? Are there windows that I could look in?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so I kind of walk around the house and see if I can peek into any of the any windows and see if I can see anything going on.
You peek into the living room and you just see a body that's slumped over in a chair.
The body, so they're like men, women, children, or specific sex or age?
From what you can tell, it's just anyone you see is on the floor dead.
Are the windows locked? Because I'll check them.
They're not really the type of windows that would open.
Can I punch a hole through the window?
That doesn't
Is
seem
there a
very
back
safe.
door? Is there a back door?
Yeah, there's a back door, and yeah, you could punch the window open if you really wanted.
Is the back door locked?
When you go around, the back door is open.
Yeah, I'll go in through the back door.
I follow Nearest through the back door.
Okay.
I follow him too.
I'll keep watch outside right at the door.
Okay. Well, you go inside the first house, and there's appears to be a man, like I said, sitting at the table. In one of the bedrooms, you see a little child laying on the bed, also dead.
I want to do a
Towel?
relatively full search of the house, looking like over what the guy has, what the child has, what's in the rooms, looking for anything of value, but also for anything that might provide us with clues as to what could have happened.
Well, as you kind of look around, you don't really find anything of value. It doesn't seem like these guys really had much to their name. There's no ciphers, no oddities, and stuff like that. On the outside, though, Soul, you just hear a little girl crying.
I relay that information to the group. Like I yell it inside the house. Hey guys, I hear a little girl crying.
Can we hear
Tut
it?
goes
Here?
running outside to try to find the little girl.
I will follow Tuck because
Yes,
I'm such
I
a
agree.
moral supporter of him.
I was, as I said, I was going towards it too.
I cautiously follow them.
Okay. The crying you hear is a little closer to the center of town.
Okay, I'm going to slow down just a little, and I want to look for, like, are there any signs of additional danger or anything along those lines? I want to do an assessment of danger in the region because I'm trained in that.
Assessment of danger in the region. Okay.
Like in the village, right?
Yeah. Go ahead and roll, and this will be a difficult level 4, and you can move that down to a level 3, so 9. Well, actually, you don't have to roll. I mean, it seems like something dangerous is going on. Obviously, you feel like something bad is happening here.
Okay,
You don't have to roll on that because it's pretty blatantly obvious.
Right, it's obvious. It's obvious something's terrible. But is it like imminent? Like, is it going to happen like right now, or is it just like a general sense? Is kind of like what I'm wondering.
You don't think anything's going to happen immediately?
Okay, so let's find the kid. Oh, and occasionally we might look at I mark out any body that might have some value to it. Maybe like a guard, a sheriff, anybody who looks a little bit well-to-do. I just want to mark them in my mind.
Okay.
Because I'm going to go visit them later.
You'll take note of that while following Tuck. Tuck's just running towards the crying. And you get to the kind of the close to the center of the town where the crying is coming from, and you walk into this kind of tavern-looking place. And as you go in, there's tables everywhere. There's a lot of bodies in this area. and there's a what appears to be like a 12 or 13-year-old girl in the corner on her knees wearing a flowery dress, crying.
I run up to her. Little girl, are you okay?
Am
Strange
I
place
outside?
for you to be in.
I don't know where are you at?
I am outside.
Okay.
I'm staying away from this building.
Okay. As you kind of run up to the girl, she just says, "Stay away from me!" and then puts her hand up, and you get slammed against the back wall. And then she starts crying, and she just says, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry."
Tuck, I guess he stands up and shakes himself loose, and like, okay, watch those temper tantrums, little girl.
I want to see if she's like. I want to figure out if she's lying or not, or determine that if I can.
Lying,
in terms
lying
of being
about.
sorry.
Oh.
Lying
She's
about-
actually sorry about it, right?
All right.
Oh.
I was like, what is lying about throwing Tuck against the wall?
Not really.
From what you can tell, she seems genuinely sorry about what she's done.
I stay where I am, but ask her what happened here.
As she's crying, she just says, I killed them. I killed all of them. And then as she's saying that, she says, we both killed them.
Okay,
And
who's we?
she just starts saying, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's going to be okay. I understand what's happening.
Do you really?
And quietly just kind of, no, she doesn't need that.
I didn't think so.
So Tuck, he kind of gets down on his knees at, kind of eye level with the girl and holds out his food tube and squeezes out some of the gray paste
Oh,
and
Talutha.
asks her, is she hungry and would she like something to eat?
I love it. I love it.
Talutha's
Wild.
face. Oh my god.
That's what he said, squeezes out through the food tube. All right, roll a, what was it, a D10?
Yes, it is.
Okay, roll a D10 real quick. Okay. Well, the gray goop just kind of spills onto the floor as you squeeze it, and it smells really, really bad. And
But I tell the girl it tastes really, really good, and if you're hungry, then please eat.
she just says, she looks at it and starts crying, and she just says, I've had enough. I've had enough to eat. Please, just help me.
I'd like to knock on the door and ask if everything's all right in there.
Not really, no.
Can I sense the Numenera around her and see if it's being altered in any form? I want to essentially enter a semi-trance and
Yeah.
see what's going on if I can.
Yeah, sure. There's some pretty powerful things that work here. We'll say this is a 5 and you can lower it down to a 4.
Okay, I'd like to use effort.
All right, so that'd be a 3. You can roll a 9 or higher. Awesome. Well, you kind of go into your trance-like state, and you can definitely tell there's something is off. There's I'm trying to figure out the best way to describe it. There's more Numenera around her than anywhere else that you've seen before.
So it's there's from my character's perspective, there's a cloud coalescing around her that's
Yeah.
doing crazy, well, not crazy things, but it's focused around her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Gravitating. Okay.
And while she's saying that, Tuck, and you're squeezing, you kind of got close to her. You notice under one of the bodies right beside you is a guy in blue armor.
Do we see that?
No, because Tuck got really close and kind of gave her gray goo.
So I kind of crawl or inch my way over there, closer to the guy in the blue armor, and see if he looks like the guy that was in the picture.
It looks exactly like him.
Okay, so I go ahead and just kind of grab him by the shoulders of the armor and start pulling him and dragging him out of the tavern. And I tell everybody, "Found the knight! I found Sir Edward! Let's go!"
As you're trying to pull, the little girl just stands up and her eyes turn completely bright red, and she just says, "Stop what you're doing right now!"
Tuck,
You don't
stop,
need-
stop, stop.
You don't need him.
Tuck,
He's dead.
Tuck, Tuck, she's mad.
And the little girl then falls back on her knees and she starts crying again. She says, "Please, you can have him if you get me the device."
When she did that, was I able to determine anything? Like, did anything different happen when her eyes went red?
Absolutely nothing changed.
Okay. What's the device?
She just says, she talks about how there's this device that could save her, that can save her soul, in a ruin to the west of the town, a ruin that no one's ever gone to before.
Why
I
hasn't
like how you
anybody
added
gone to
that
it before?
stipulation.
She said no one's gone to it because it's. She says it's very ominous and people haven't really felt good. Haven't gotten good vibes about this area, about this ruin.
Have
What
you been to it?
happened?
She looks at the ground. She says, "No, I haven't. I haven't been to it."
Is she lying?
You can roll an intellect check there to find out if she's lying or not.
Keep in mind that I'm able to detect lies
Yep.
or assess lies.
So that would be. It's a little girl. That'd be simple at that point. All right. You can definitely tell she's lying.
You've been there. What did you see?
She looks at you and she just starts crying and she's like, I didn't go in. I didn't go in. I got scared. I got to the door and I just ran."
Is she lying about that?
She's not lying about that.
Did anything happen when you got to the door?
I just heard a loud noise and it filled up my ears and I couldn't hear, so I just ran. And then
What's the device?
As soon as she says that, she just says, she kind of goes back to her demon form, I guess it were, and she says, "This doesn't matter. Get us the device."
We'll get you the device. What's the device?
She says, "It's in the ruin. Get it for me now."
We need to know what it looks like to be able to get it for you.
She just says the same thing. It is in the ruin. Get it for me now. And she says, "If you don't get it for me now, I will kill all of you."
Tuck would like to remind everybody that he found Sir Edward, the reason why we're here, and we could take him and go.
Is there something off about Sir Edward, or is he just knocked out or dead?
He's
dead.
dead. Everyone in the town is
Looks
dead.
dead to me.
They're all dead.
What are our chances of killing the little girl?
He's not gonna tell us the level anymore.
Yeah. I'll
No,
tell
that
you
would be good anyway.
Tell you it's probably
It's a
pretty
little
low.
girl. How hard could it be?
It's not the little
that
girl.
is possessed right now,
The little girl
Okay.
that threw Tuck against the wall when.
without even touching him.
Mhm.
I mean, this isn't a call.
I look at the girl again, and I tell her that we need the body in blue because he has things that we need to be able to go and get her device.
She says, "No, you cannot take him. You give me the device."
You will get the device
at this
if we can
point-
take the body.
At this point, you all start to feel uncomfortably warm.
Hey guys,
Shiro
I am
included in
very
that from the
uncomfortably
outside.
warm.
Ice
we will
armor.
get the device if we can have the body.
It doesn't look like she's buying that at all.
Tuck he lets go of Sir Edward and just really starts inching his way back out of the tavern.
Okay, we'll get
Wait.
you the device.
Wait, was there like any? Did he have like any sort of like crest or significant, like you know how you have family names? Did he have any crest that could indicate his identity without bringing back the actual body?
Yeah, like a signet ring or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say there's something like that on him.
So
we can say he has like a necklace or something, or a ring. I guess we can say a ring. That'd be easier.
So why don't we, if we don't want to go get this device for this possessed girl that can likely kill us, if we grab the ring and bring that back to the king, maybe he will be satisfied with the results, and maybe we can get reinforcements for this girl.
Tuck likes that idea.
At this point, all of you are sweating really badly. Shiro has no idea what's going on outside, but he's sweating and can't get unhot.
Not even with ice armor.
Your ice armor
right.
doesn't even
Say-
activate.
No.
I say there's one thing on this body that we need. You can keep the body. It's just the one thing, and it'll act as a key for us. And then I move towards the body.
Go ahead and roll your intellect for some type of deception.
Okay,
And
I'm skilled in that.
Yep, this will be a level 5, so it'll go down to 4.
I'd like to use effort on that as well.
Okay, that'll be a 3. He's going to run out of intellect.
It's only costing me 1 a shot, right? So I'm okay with
Yeah.
that.
All right. So you got a 15. The girl doesn't make any action against you as you're inching towards the body.
Okay, I snag the necklace and scramble the hell out of there. Ring, whatever it was, the item.
Item. All right, it's a ring.
Okay, the ring.
All right.
I follow.
I'm right in front of him.
Okay. So all of you are now outside of this tavern.
Yeah, and Tuck is like taking his cape and he's like airing himself out right now.
Is it still uncomfortably warm for us?
No, as soon as you all get outside, the heat kind of dissipates, and everyone, including Shiro, is now back to normal temperature.
All right, with the ring cupped in the palm of my hand, I look down at it, I look over at Tuck and say, we have the ring. We can prove he's dead. What do you want to do about the girl?
What girl? I say we just get out of here.
Okay, I'm with you. Everybody else? Shiro?
Yeah.
Can we burn down the tavern with her in it?
I would not recommend that. That thing is powerful.
She seems to have a thing for heat.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't work out well. As we're saying this, I start walking down the street towards the exit of the town.
Yeah, I kind of see us
'Cause
all
I don't wanna
actually
stick
walking
around.
and talking at the same
Yeah,
time
yeah.
out of
Yeah,
town.
yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Maybe if we come back.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad for the people that lived here before, but, I didn't know any of them. And, the king sent us here to find this guy, and we did that.
Mhm.
So I think it's job well done, guys.
Okay.
I'd like to know what happened, but it's a little too dangerous for us right now. So
I
let's
would-
get our rewards.
I would too, but my sense of self-preservation's like, nah. Let's another day.
Okay.
I'll just follow them.
Oh, sure.
So y'all wanna go all the way back to Glavison?
I would.
Yeah.
I would like to change my my skill since it's a new day to persuasion because I have a feeling this king may not like what we have to tell him.
Okay.
It is
I'll
a few
let
days somewhere along there, right?
Yeah, I'll let you get back to Glavis unharmed. So if you want new skills, you can do that. Do you want a new skill, Yuki?
Sure.
If it was 2 days of travel, does that include resting of our pools?
Yeah, you can just go back to full health then.
Okay.
I'll go with first aid.
First aid, okay. And at this point, a lot of you only bought 2 days worth of rations, I believe.
I'm out now. Yeah, once we get back to town.
4 days? Did anyone buy 2 days?
I had 3 already, so I just bought one more. So
Okay.
I'm out now. By the time the 2 days came back.
I went hungry for a day.
Okay.
No, I gave him some gray paste, so he's okay.
All right, roll a d10 then. See if that thing still works. And while he's doing that, you guys get back to Glavis, no problem. You're back in the town. Oh, just barely, Tuck. You're back in the town, and what do y'all want to do? Do you want to go directly to the king, or I know Shiro has a thing that's definitely ready to pick up.
I'd like to go pick that up.
Okay. You get to the priest's clave, and the priest is very impressed with the item you've brought him, and he basically tells you he'll buy it for 15 shins.
I ask him if this is a one-time offer.
He says, I'm very busy, and I'll end up finding something else for my 15 shins. If you walk out that door, it's done.
I take the risk and take it.
Don't do it.
I take my item back with me.
Oh, you take your item back with you? Okay.
Yeah.
Make sure you get
Yeah, you get the certificate of authenticity.
Awesome.
I want to find a shop to get 3 more days of rations.
Okay. You definitely find a shop to get 3 more days of rations.
Yeah, same here. I'll get 4 days total.
Okay.
2 each, right?
Mm-hmm. And do you want to go ahead and go back to the king at this point? Okay.
Sure.
Well, you get back. The guards let you in, no problem. They kind of recognize y'all at this point. And when you get to the throne room, the king's still sitting there in his traditional Skyrim pose. He's not eating this time, but he's sitting there in his Skyrim pose, and he kind of perks up when he looks at you. He's like, "I've been having a bad day. What news do you bring me?"
Well, King,
Well,
I don't think this will cheer you up any at all, actually. As a matter of fact, might make you quite angry and upset at us, probably. Most likely. But anyway,
what?
and I look over to nearest. Give it to him.
I hand the ring to Skylar and say, "You have the best rapport with our king."
How about I just do it?
No.
Your Majesty, we found his ring in a village of people who have are all dead, and there was this. It's really hard to explain. This girl who claims she killed everybody, and we did what we could, but he was already dead by the time we got there.
He says,
So-
Do you have any proof of his
Yes.
demise?
We have his signet ring. She wouldn't let us leave with his body.
He stands up and walks up to you all, and he puts his hand out.
I give it to him.
Okay, he just kind of studies it for a second, and he says, This coupled with the news that you brought me from your homelands is very disturbing."
What news from our homeland?
He just says, "It appears you cannot be trusted."
I would like to try and persuade him that he can trust us. See? This is good. I knew it.
Okay. He's pretty distraught. This is going to be a pretty hard thing to do. So it's going to be a level 7 difficulty, and it'll go down to a level 6 with your training.
I
I'd
would
like to
use
assist her.
effort.
You want to assist her? What
Yep.
skill do you have?
Lies and trickery.
Okay. So that would add a +1 to your roll.
Yeah, I would like to use effort to bring it down.
Okay. To a 5. That would make it a 15 or higher. +1 to your roll.
Can I also assist in working with her on that one?
Yeah, because you're trained in persuasion or something, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
that'll be a +2 to your roll. All of you are kind of standing around the king, trying to plead your innocence to him.
I would
Not
help out, but
guilty.
it would be a -1. Yeah.
So a plus is a 5, right? Roll a 5.
Yep, 5, and then you add 2 to your roll.
At least it wasn't a 1.
Uh,
Yeah, actually,
do you want to spend an XP?
yes.
Okay. How much XP do you have left?
I have 5. We went up. I haven't spent anything yet, so I have 5 now after using this XP.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh my god, reroll. Oh my god.
Well, no. Luckily, if you spend an XP to reroll, you can choose the better of the two. So you're still good with the 2 that you got.
But it's important. I can't roll for crap.
Well, the king just kind of looks at you all. You three just seem like babbling idiots to him. Just all of you at the same time. We didn't do it. We're innocent. No, there's nothing that we can do. And he just kind of he takes his he takes his I don't know. He has a sword and he takes and slams it on the ground, and it kind of goes into the ground a little bit. And it makes enough of a ring to kind of shut all of you up, trying to prove your innocence. And he says, King Holva is threatening my lands, and all of you have brought his message with him. And then you tell me my knight is dead, one of the best knights of my kingdom, dead to a little girl? And he
No,
turns
if you wanna
around.
Go there. You can see that little girl.
He just says, Silence! You are clearly here to dismantle my kingdom from the inside, and to think I trusted you with such a mission to go after one of my best friends, and you killed him. No, this cannot be tolerated. And at this point, some guards kind of come out. About 4 or 5 guards, or let's say 5, kind of start running at you.
Run! Everybody run! Tuck just takes off running. He doesn't know where he's going, but he's going to take off running to see if he can find some way out of the castle.
Okay. If everyone wants to do a speed check, then we can do that. These guards, let me find.
They're really slow, Tao. They're really slow, Tao. They're really slow.
All right. So if you want to go ahead and do speed rolls.
So I'm going to add effort to mine.
Okay.
Yeah, what's the difficulty?
This would be a difficulty of 3.
So 2 with effort.
2 with effort.
2 with quickness.
Oh, come on!
Oh my goodness, Tuck.
So, okay. And nearest?
I rolled.
rolled
Oh,
15.
you rolled the 15. Okay. So, Tuck, you say run, turn around, and just fall down on the ground. Skylar, you see Tuck fall on the ground, and you kind of lean over and start trying to help him up. So you definitely don't get away. Shiro and Nearest, you two can get away if you would like.
No, I will not. I will
I will run away.
and I will
They left me in jail.
I will shout at the king that there was no way that we could kill his friend, and we wouldn't do that. We found him dead, and the girl was possessed, or there was something in the girl that was really powerful.
Okay. He doesn't believe you at all. You're all just, he's kind of in a blind rage now. Y'all turning around and running didn't really help your case out in his mind the least bit, especially yelling the run part. And he just says, take these people down to the dungeon. And he grabs, the guards all grab you and start taking you away. And at this point,
I kind of shout out just real quick as they're dragging me away. I shout out, King Hova will not stand for this.
probably the worst thing you could have probably said. Shiro, you got away. You got out. The gates weren't closed. The guards outside weren't aware of what's going on. All they saw was a guy running away. By the time the other guards kind of caught up and filled them in, you were long gone. And as soon as Tuck says that, the guard, he yells, "Stop!" And the guards kind of stop. He walks up to you and just punches you in the mouth, in the nose. And so you take, we'll say you take 2 points of might damage there, and your nose is kind of bleeding down your face at this point.
How many guards were?
I'd say there were 5 guards, and then 2 took off after Shiro. So there's 3 left in the king. And he just says, "No, I will not put up with this. Thamor's days are numbered. Holva is an idiot." And just walks back to the throne. And then y'all keep getting drug to this dungeon area.
I'd like to make a stop at the Cipher store real quick.
Okay, so you ran towards the city. This is a 10-mile jog that you're going through. It's going to be a while before you can get there, but that's definitely the goal. That's where you're going, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So Shiro's taken off. You 3 are by yourselves. The guards have kind of slung you up by your arms inside these cells, and they're dismantling all of your armor and stuff, kind of taking everything off, taking all your weapons and things off of you. And
Don't take my cape. Do not take my cape.
They do take your cape off. That's one of the first things they grab. Tuck's about to go into Hulk mode or something. And
Is there any way? So while they're trying to fasten us up, is there any way I can make some kind of might check to wrestle through before they're actually able to shackle my arms or anything like that? Or do you think that it would be?
Yeah, sure. We can do that.
So I'd like to try to struggle at least a little bit. I mean, show a little bit of something.
Okay.
To the rest of the party,
I'm going to Mind Blast one. The one that's on me.
Okay. You need a free hand to do that. So depending on what Tuck does, the guards might go to restrain him more, and you might get a free hand. So we'll see. There's one guy kind of holding on to you. This will be a difficulty of 3.
Okay. And I want to apply effort to that.
Okay.
Go, Tuck, go. Go, Tuck, go.
And is there anything else I can do? Not really. Okay, so 2. Yes.
Okay. You struggle just enough to put the guy that's holding on to you off balance. The guy that's holding on to Nearest, he's kind of holding on to one of Nearest's hands, and he goes and tries to restrain you with the other hand because you guys are close enough. And then you want to cast Onslaught on one of these guys. Is that correct? Okay.
Yep. I want to use Onslaught, but the mental version of it, so it'll ignore armor.
The mental
So
version.
only-
Okay.
Yeah, it does 2 damage instead of 4, but it ignores armor.
Yeah, sure, we can do that.
And I would like to apply effort to damage if I am successful.
Okay, sure. So go ahead and roll a d20. So you want to increase the damage by 3?
Yes, if I'm successful,
Okay, perfect.
which I don't think I am.
No, you kind of hold your hand out, and it doesn't really do much of anything. You kind of fizzle out. But if at this point, Tuck has made an action, Nearest is making an obviously hostile action. The person holding Skylar is pretty distracted at this point. So Skylar, if you wanted to try something, you definitely can.
I guess I would try to, as he's distracted, try to like knock him out or something.
Okay, so you want to try to punch him or something like that?
I guess my hands are up, so probably like hit him with my elbow or something.
Oh well, they haven't shackled you yet. Tuck
Not yet. Okay,
Tuck took his
yeah,
action
fabulous.
before you all got shackled.
Fabulous. Then yes, but like I don't want to kill him because I have a feeling the king probably won't like that so much. So I just want to knock him out.
I've got a spoiler for you. The king probably won't like you doing anything at this point.
Yeah, well.
All right. So if you want to
Well.
go ahead and make a melee, so that'd be a might check.
Oh, what number?
You don't know. Just roll a d20.
Oh.
And since that's a melee, that's a light weapon. The difficulty is down by 1. Okay. You successfully hit this guy in the face while he's distracted, and he kind of gets hit a little. They are wearing some armor though, so you do 1 point of damage to him with your hand, and all the guards are at this point are kind of off balance. All of you are kind of putting up a pretty good fight here. And so you would have started the combat round. So if you want to popcorn off to someone else.
Nearest.
Okay, I'm going to try and mind attack again. Same thing with effort for damage.
Okay, and you're going to do a mental one?
Yep.
Okay, go for it. You aren't quite able to concentrate hard enough and get past these guards' mental block of sorts. So it doesn't really work here at the moment.
All right, Tuck.
Okay, so I'm definitely going to try to waylay somebody right in the face.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, you definitely collide. Your hands are a melee weapon, correct? Or
That's
your hands
correct.
are
So it's
they're
a medium weapon.
So
Yeah.
you would do 4 damage.
That's right.
And
Plus
17 is plus 1. So you do 5 damage to your attacker. So you completely punch him, and since he's wearing armor, that's actually 4 damage. So you hit him pretty well, and you actually knock his hat off, and he's kind of struck back a little bit, surprised that you were able to hit him so incredibly hard.
That's right. I'm a glaive. And you're just a guard.
You took my cape.
Took my cape.
Okay.
Tried to take his cape.
Yeah, and at this point, they haven't taken any of your gear off. They were going to shackle you first and then start dismantling your gear and stuff. So you still have everything. All right, so you're going to popcorn. The only people to popcorn left to are the enemies. So they're going to go ahead and take their turns. The guy holding nearest is going to go ahead and take a swing at him with his hand, kind of swinging with his backhand at you. So if you want to go ahead and do a speed check for me, so that'd be a d20 still. Speed defense. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, and you easily duck your head out of the way, and this guard completely misses you. The next guard, the one that kind of got hit by Tuck, is kind of shakes it off, and then he tries to knee you in the gut. And go ahead and you roll your defense there.
Okay, I'm going to apply effort to the defense.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. So you are able to... You don't lose any of that effort. So any of the points you spend on effort is completely still in your pools.
Why could I not have gotten that when talking to the kid?
And
Nearest got it right after.
and when you kind of dodge his roll or his knee towards your gut, you manage to pull his sword out of his hands, and now you're holding it.
That's what I'm talking about.
And then the final guard is doing the same thing, kind of trying to knee Skylar in the gut as well. So if you want to go and do a speed defense check there.
I would like to use effort.
Okay.
Sol, do you have speed defense?
No.
Okay,
I don't-
just check.
I have a speed, like, next to the armor, there's, like, speed, and then it says re, because it doesn't follow the word. I don't know if that's a defense or not, but...
Oh wow.
Oh my goodness, look at that.
Man, you guys. All right,
Nice.
so you
Again, why couldn't I have done that during the game?
you also managed to kind of sidestep this guy, and you swing your foot under him and knock him to the ground. So he's laying flat on the ground, and that's going to make him miss his next turn. Awesome. And they're going to popcorn everything back to nearest.
Okay, I'm going to try the exact same thing again because, if it doesn't work twice, it'll work the third time.
And everyone else is having such good rolls now. All right.
Exactly.
Definition of insanity.
So it's going to be the mind wipe with effort on the damage if I succeed.
It doesn't. You just barely. I don't know. Your mind is fuzzy or something, and it you're still not able to get this onslaught off on them. But you're doing good, cowboy. Keep it up. So whoever you want to popcorn it off to.
Tuck.
All right. Let's see. I'm assuming this would be like a free action to do this, but I'm just gonna basically throw that sword that I was able to wrestle out of the other guy's hands and throw it across the other side of the room.
Okay.
So that way it's out of reach to him, and I'm gonna draw my great sword and run him through.
Awesome. Go ahead and.
And I'm going to apply effort on this as well.
Okay, that'll come out of your might pool. Oh, and you try to run him through. But unfortunately, he just kind of either by will or accident, you don't know, but he's managed just to roll out of the way and sidesteps your jab there. So who's next?
Oh, Skylar.
So, one guy's with Tuck, another one's on the floor. What's the third one doing?
The one on yours
Shadowhand.
on the floor. The Tuck just missed one, and the other one is attacking nearest.
Does he see me? Like, is he like completely in like focused on nearest?
Not completely. They all kind of see you. This has turned into a brawl of sorts, so they're all aware that the situation's kind of out of control.
All right. I want to try and knock the guy on the floor out. Just like, so he doesn't get back up.
Okay, so you're trying to kill him pretty much.
No, I didn't want to kill him. I just wanted...
Yes, you do. Yes, you do want to kill him.
Well, we can if you bring his health down to 0, using a not sharp weapon of some kind, then you can do that. But there's not really a knocking out
Okay.
action that you can do.
All right.
But if Tuck stabs him, I mean, he's dead.
Yeah.
So you go ahead and roll. I guess you're trying to roll an unarmed there.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, you manage.
I don't even want to know.
Well, you managed to just this guy's laying on the floor, and for some reason you try to like stomp on his face or something, and you miss. I couldn't tell you how you miss, but you've missed. And as this happens, you kind of stumble forward and run into kind of like I don't know. There's like a thing of like armor or something in front of you, and you just run into that, and it all just comes crashing down. And at this point, another guard has run in behind these guards and has joined the fight. So now there are 4 guards, one of which has come to have fun. But this guard, I'm going to go ahead and say this guard, you kind of caught him in his lunch break, and he's a little bit weaker than the other guards. All right, and you're going to go ahead and, I assume, popcorn over to the enemies. Do y'all like this popcorn initiative? Is that going well for y'all?
Yeah, it works.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Okay, awesome.
It's 6 of one, half does their own thing, but
Well, I mean, then I can pick somebody strategically,
mhm.
right?
yeah, there is that. I like that.
Okay. So again, the guard on nearest, he actually draws his sword now, and he kind of pushes you back and takes a swing at you. So you can go ahead and roll your speed defense there. Okay. Well, he definitely hits you and does 4 points of damage to your might pool. And
I have
how much armor do you have?
1.
1. All right. So he does 3 points of damage to your might pool, and he just swings at you, and you jump back, and it grazes across your stomach. Not really drawn any blood yet, but you definitely could feel its effects on you. The guy going for Tuck doesn't have a weapon, so he kind of steadies himself and goes in for just jabbing him in Tuck in the mouth. So you go ahead and roll yours.
Okay, I'm going to apply effort.
Okay. And that's going to come out of your speed pool.
Right.
Awesome. So you managed to sidestep his punch there, completely missing it. And the guy on Soul takes his turn to get up. I believe this is the turn that he would have lost. So he takes his turn to get up. And the final guard comes in, and he sees what's going on. Sees that one guard has kind of nearest in control, as it were. The other guards, he probably thinks a woman isn't that big of a deal, so he goes right for Tuck, the biggest guy. And I'm not saying that, Soul. That's what this guard is thinking. It's not my fault.
I know.
So this guy just starts running at Tuck. And he just has a little dagger he pulls out of his little mini sheath there, because he was kind of caught after he heard this noise. And so you go ahead and roll against this guy.
With effort.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're doing great. So he kind of sidesteps. You sidestep out of the way, and he completely slices thin air and stuff. So they're gonna popcorn things back over to Tuck, since he was in the middle of an action sidestep in that.
Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to remember, where was that? I wrote down one of the ciphers that I got. Oh, it's on here. Can I use a cipher? Is this a good enough kind of opportunity to do that, or?
Yeah, that's you can use a cipher at any time.
Okay. So I have a numbing ray emitter
Okay.
that can numb a limb for a minute, and there's a 5% chance to induce numbing for 1 hour.
Awesome.
And I'd like to point it to the one that just came in.
Okay. Go ahead and you'll roll against him. And that'll be actually an intellect roll because you're using the cipher there.
I'll do effort.
Okay. Tuck's gonna use so much effort during the fights, he's gonna end up just falling down on the ground exhausted.
Yeah.
Oh, 17. So you will. We'll go ahead and. Oh, that's just a +1 damage. So this ray numbs him. What'd you say it was? What was the percent?
5%.
5%. You got a 72, so that wouldn't be it. But you numb the arm holding the dagger, and as the dagger falls, it kind of stabs him through the foot and does 1 point of damage, which would be your 17 there. So this guy takes 1 point of damage. So who do you want next?
Oh, nearest, please.
Nearest, okay.
Because when you're doing a good thing, totally going to
Dude,
keep at it.
I'm giving you every opportunity to, step up to the plate and do something.
Can I use trickery as like an asset to like confuse my opponent as I'm trying to get him? Is that a thing?
No, that wouldn't be a thing.
Okay, no worries then. We will use. Let me see how much. Yeah, same thing. So, effort on damage if I hit.
Okay. All right, so you go against your target and you successfully. He just kind of grabs his head and he's just like, oh, you can give him like a brain freeze or something with your onslaught there, and that does how much damage?
5 points.
5. That's including the